guys just saw in that clip right there, I'm finally going to do the review on this vinyl that they sent me. I had someone reach out to me and ask me if I would do a review on their vinyl or give it a try. Being that I sell the Gimme 5 stuff, I was iffy about it for a while. I didn't want to do it, but she didn't stop. She kept on. She asked me if I would do it, so I eventually said yeah, I would do it. The only thing that I asked was she was willing to send me one roll of white or black, whichever I preferred. I asked her that if I did do the review, if she could send me 2 rolls so that I could do a review on one and then give one away to you guys, my subscribers. So she was really cool about it. Instead of sending me just 1 roll of white and 1 roll of black, she sent me 4 rolls. So she sent me 2 rolls of each. So I have 2 rolls of white and 2 rolls of black. So this is what they look like. They're 12-inch rolls. They're perfect for your Cameo or your Cricut or whatever small cutters that you're using. Even if you're using something like I use, the QE6000 or the Grovetown, you can still use the 12-inch vinyl inside of that also, because those adjust from anywhere from 12 to whatever size that you have. Again, so if you're not subscribed to my channel, or this is the first time you're tuning into one of my videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button and then you hit that bell so that you're notified whenever we do this giveaway. Whenever I do my giveaways, I like to do them live now. I don't like to do a recorded session and then pick a winner. I'd rather do a live video so that I can interact with you guys as we're doing the giveaway. So for today's video, we are going to be using the Cameo. Like I told you guys in the last video, I do want to start using this more. The QE6000 is phenomenal. It's the same as the Grovetown. If you have it, it's an awesome cutter. It cuts like butter. You can't even hear it. When I'm going to start using this one, I've already gotten really good with the LXI Expert. I want to learn this one because a lot of people ask me questions about the Cameo and I really can't answer them. So I know a lot of people that are just starting off like to use the Cameo because it's convenient and they can just go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's or wherever they sell them locally and purchase it instead of buying something big and having to order it online. So if you use the Cameo all the time, for me, I don't use it all the time, so I'm going to be going through this. I'm going to be learning it as I go, just like I did with LXI. When I first got it, I knew nothing about it. I didn't know anything about it. Actually, I went to the Cameo. I saw some settings on there, and I looked at my settings on mine, the buttons, and then that's how I was able to figure it out. And now, like whenever I use LXI, I can use it without any problems. So these videos that I'm going to be doing with the Cameo are going to be for beginners. So if you're someone that is an expert at using this, maybe this video is not for you, because we're just going to go from the beginning and do basic steps until we can eventually learn it more and then master it also. With this one right here, like I said in my last video, if you watched it, I did upgrade to the business edition, because with the business edition you get more features. One of the main things that you need is an SVG file. So if you don't upgrade to the business edition, you will not be able to open SVG files. I mean, unless someone else knows more about the Cameo and they're able to manipulate it somehow to use SVG files. Hey, leave a comment down below and let me know. Let someone else know that is watching for the first time, that is getting into the Cameo and trying to open a file and they're not able to because they don't know anything about SVG files. First thing I want to let you know, you do have to have an SVG file or a vector file to be able to cut on any type of cutter, because a JPEG, just pulling a picture off the internet or drawing a picture and putting it on there, it's not going to cut it. It might show in the program, but whenever you go to cut it, it won't do it. So you make sure you look up SVG files and vector files. And if you don't know how to make an SVG or a vector, I'll put a little teaser up on top, and if you have time, you can click that little button up there and it'll take you to how to make an SVG or a vector. Alright, so here's the packaging right here. As you can see, it comes with the vinyl on the inside. You got the black and then you got the white. They both fit in there. The packaging is pretty cool. It's just a regular box. It has the, I guess this is the brand with the M. Heat transfer vinyl is 12 inches by 10 feet, which is not bad. I forgot the price that she told me she was going to give it to you guys for. I'll have to go back and ask her. Is not right now because I don't know the price off the top of my head, but I'll put something down here in the bottom whenever I talk to her, and I'll figure out the pricing, and I'll put it right here so that you guys will know how to buy this right here. So here it is right here. And then we got the instructions on this side. Right here it just says heat transfer vinyl white, made in China. And then we're going to go through some of the steps that it has, which is the basic steps if you've done vinyl before. It's going to say design your picture, feed it to the whatever plotter machine you're using. Weed out the excess to reveal the pattern. Place the graphics once in the target area. And it says make sure there's no wrinkles in the material. It says heat an iron on medium settings. Preheat your iron to 160. I would guess 160 degrees Celsius. And it says no steam. And then the last one says peel off the clear film. The finished work will be ready. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take this out. We're gonna see how it comes. So, all right, so here's the user manual that it comes with. I guess on this right here, it's gonna tell us the time and temperature that we need to cut it. So let's go ahead. We're gonna unroll this. All right, so it's telling us number one is to check the cutting side below. So you always know, you guys know that if you've been doing this for a while, that vinyl has the vinyl side, and then it has the glossy side. One side is going to be the carrier, and one side is going to be the actual vinyl. So whenever you're cutting this, you always want to make sure that you are cutting the vinyl side, not the carrier side. All right, so I already know which side that is. If you guys aren't sure, just look at whatever side is shinier, and that's how you can find out which side is the carrier. So it's just telling us whenever we do our design, it's going on a t-shirt, we have to mirror it. After the cut, we got to weed it. Number 4 says to use the iron on the t-shirt. So you just want to take out the wrinkles, and then another good thing about doing this right here is you take out the moisture from the shirt. So we'll do that. And it says put your design on top. Cover with a Teflon sheet, that's important. And on here, it keeps repeating to turn off the steam. So if you are using a vinyl, make sure you turn. If you are using a iron, make sure you turn off the steam. All right, so it says use the iron for 30 seconds, unmoved, and 20 seconds back and forth to full design by 2 to 3 kg press. And then it says 140 degrees. I'm guessing the 140 degrees, that's all it says. I'm guessing it's going to be 140 degrees of Celsius. So we're going to go with that. And then number 6 says, please peel off until the design is fully cold. So I guess you don't weed it. I guess you don't peel the backing until it's cold. So I guess this is a cold peel vinyl. I guess that's what it is. And then it says the heat transfer vinyl should remain attached to your project and the backing will easily peel away. If the vinyl is still slightly stuck to the backing, you may need to press the iron onto the design again for an additional 30 seconds or so and cold peel. Alright, so this is not a hot peel vinyl, it's a cold peel vinyl. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up a design, and I'm going to use some random shirts that I have. So the first thing I want to say is that the instructions to this vinyl is confusing. If someone were to buy your vinyl and they're just starting off, I think that they would be confused on what they actually have to do. People like myself and people like my subscribers that have been doing this for a while, they might be able to be like, okay, this is vinyl, I need to do this, I need to do this, and know exactly what to do. I know you told me when I talked to you that people have told you that your instructions were confusing, and I'm gonna let you know that for a beginner they would be confusing, not knowing exactly what they need to do. So I'm gonna make a design and I'm gonna press this, and I'm gonna do it for 140 degrees Celsius for 30 seconds because that's what I'm guessing I need to do out of this. And then I'll wait for it to cool down so then we can pull the backing off, and then we'll see how it looks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 2-color design since I have white and black. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to do black on white, and then we're going to do white on black. So let's go ahead. We're going to jump into the computer. Alright, so we got Silhouette Studio open. Again, if you look up here to the top, you're going to see I am using the business edition. I've upgraded like I said before. So if you don't have the same features and you're wondering why, make sure you look up here to this top left corner and make sure you are using the same edition that I am using today. So you got all these different options right here. Like I said in the last video, I'm still learning Silhouette Studio. I'm going to be messing with it a lot more. Like I said, I want to show you guys, those of you who are just starting off and you might have questions on this, We're gonna learn together. We're gonna figure this thing out. A lot of people use it, so I'm gonna give it a try. So I already have the image up that I'm gonna be using, but this image that I have has 2 holes in it, and I'm gonna show you this on Photoshop. So when I drop it into Photoshop, you're gonna see it has this hole right here and this hole right here. I guess if you were to connect it to a pole or something, that's where you would do it. But we're just gonna cut some vinyl. We're gonna put it on a t-shirt just to try out this vinyl. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of these 2, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use a clone stamp. If you have Photoshop, you come over here to the left. If you hold it down, you're going to see with this little arrow, whenever you hold down a button on Photoshop that has an arrow, 2 more will pop out, or however many options are in there. So I hold it down, 2 more come out. I'm going to leave it on the clone stamp. So whenever this comes up, if I just click it, it's going to tell me that I have to hit Alt. So if I click it, it's going to say you cannot use the clone stamp because the area has not been defined. So you have to click Alt. You have to Alt and then click so that you are able to pinpoint what you want to clone and then put it in that little spot. I hope that's not confusing. But I work better with hands-on, so I'm going to show you guys. So if you come right here, I'm going to hold down the Alt button, and now you see it turns into a target. So that's what I'm going to target right now, is the yellow. So if I let it go, it goes back to the bubble. So I'm going to Alt click. So now I'm going to click the mouse. Now I'm clicking the mouse on what I want. So again, on the yellow, click. And now watch when I put it over this circle, it turns it yellow. So now once you got it there, all you have to do is click it again and it goes away. So it's going to be the same effect whenever we do this down here. So if you look at this right here, you can see the little whatever I'm touching is going to be cloning. So now I have to make sure that when I come to this part that I am not going to click it, because whatever you see inside that bubble is what it's going to do. So what I want to do first is I want to come back to the skull. I'm going to hold down Alt. We're going to see the target button. We're going to click. And then when I come down here to this, you're going to see it's a solid black fill. And then we're just going to click it. Right? So that's how that clone stamp works. I just want to show you that. I wanted to get those 2 things out of there so that we're able to use it. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it as a PNG file. So we're going to come here, save as a PNG. We're going to name it skull. It's going to the desktop. And then we'll save it. Hit OK. And we're good. Alright, so now that we have our image on here, we're going to trace this image. Now again, we're tracing 2 different colors, so we can't trace the way we traced the last time in the last video. So I'm going to show you now is like when you come to this right here, you come to your trace panel, you're going to see that the trace is clicked, right? If we look, our trace is highlighted. We're going to come down here, we're going to click select area to trace. We're just going to give it a trace. We're going to highlight it. Let it do its magic. Once it's ready, we're going to hit trace. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this out of the way. Alright, so now if we look at this right here, we're going to see that the yellow did not get traced, only the black. So I'm going to Control Z to undo all this, and I'm going to show you what we need to do. So what we're going to do here is we're going to come up here to this Doppler thing. We're going to click that, and it's called Trace by Color. So now we're going to hit that, and then we're going to hit the little icon that says Trace by Color. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to find the color that we want. So the first thing we want to do is we want to trace the yellow. So we're going to hit that. We're going to let it do its work. And so if you look in here, you're going to see all these little black little dots in here. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn up the tolerance. So as I turn up the tolerance, you're going to see that they start to go away. So there it is right there. They're all gone. So we're good there. So now, how do we highlight these areas? Because these need to be yellow also. So what I'm going to do here is, because it's all yellow, is I want to come up here to all areas instead of single area. I'm going to hit all area, and what it's going to do is it's going to highlight everything that's yellow. So then I'm going to come here, I'm going to click trace, let it do its magic or whatever the system does. As you can see now, we have the yellow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come here and I'm going to change this to the yellow. So now what we have to do now is we have to go back and do the black now. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to move this out of the way. Alright, so now I'm going to bring this one back in. I'm going to do the same thing, trace by color, but instead of this time hitting the the yellow, I'm gonna hit the black. So we're gonna trace by color. Our little pin came up. We're gonna hit the black. Let it do its magic. And then same thing here. We're gonna do the whole thing. And then if you look again, all of this would be cut. So you need to make sure that you find this up. So we're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna come to about, what did we do, 20 last time? And we're good. So then we're gonna hit trace. We're gonna let it do its magic. Once this box goes away, we'll go ahead, we'll move this out of the way now. So now what I wanna do is with this one, I wanna come up here again, and I wanna hit the black. So there we are right there. This, we can now delete it. We can bring our other piece back in. And now we have our two separate pieces that are going to be cut. We have the yellow and we have the black. So here's what I don't like about this. So with LXI, I would usually do a contour cut, and I would make this image a little bit bigger so that whenever it came down to layering these two vinyls together, you wouldn't see a gap. But that's going to be a good thing with this, because we're not going to layer these. We're going to fill these in. We're going to fill the gaps in. So we'll be able to see how much of a gap that this vinyl will give whenever you go to layer it. So that's going to be a good thing. I'm not going to do a contour cut on this one. So we're just going to leave it as it is. We're going to go ahead. We're going to load this vinyl up. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this right here. So let's go ahead and jump to the Cameo. I'm going to set you guys up. I'm going to set you guys up in a different angle so that you're able to see the Cameo and the computer from a different angle. All right, so if we look at this vinyl right here, you're going to see, if you peel it a little bit, you can see which side is the carrier, and you can see which side is the actual vinyl. So here's another thing I don't like about this vinyl is the way the roll came. The roll came with the vinyl side on the inside when it's rolled up. So whenever you feed this, you get that natural upward bend to it. If we were to stick this vinyl inside of here, a good chance of this vinyl rolling up on you. So if you look at the way this vinyl comes right here, this is the Gimme 5 brand vinyl. If you look at the way this vinyl is right here, whenever this vinyl comes, you'll be able to see here's the shiny side of the vinyl. Here's the shiny side of the vinyl. The shiny side of the vinyl is always to the inside. What that helps with is whenever you put it into if you are using something like this, you don't ever have to worry about the bend. So if you look at this right here, you'll see that it's a nice smooth going down. That's another thing that I would say for you, as whenever you package your vinyl, make sure instead of rolling it with the carrier on the outside, I would do it the opposite way so that you don't have this problem right here whenever you feed it into the Cameo. What I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using this carrier sheet, and with this carrier sheet what happens is you just stick it on there. You don't have to worry about that. She asked me for some feedback, so that's something that I would say, if you could change the way you guys roll the vinyl, that would help out people that are just starting, because a lot of people wouldn't know what to do in that situation with the vinyl rolling up on them. But if you're using this mat right here, it shouldn't matter. I'm going to use the mat because I don't have the roller. I'm going to leave it on here just like that. What we're going to do now is we're going to come in here. We're going to line this up. Even with this mat, it's trying to roll up on me. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to load it. Alright, so here we go. We got our vinyl laid in here. Gonna make sure it is still stuck to this. Alright, so we're good there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm still recording the screen so I can show you guys what I'm doing. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut this piece. So I'm going to hit send. We got this piece here. Like I said, we're going to do one of them in white and then one of them in black. So we look here, we see the material I'm using is going to be the vinyl gloss. The action is to cut it, the auto blade. We got our speed at 5, our force at 11, and 1 pass. With this one, right, with the Cameo, we are set up with Bluetooth. With the QE6000, I'm not able to hook up with the Bluetooth. I cannot hook up wirelessly, if I must say. You have to actually plug in the USB to send the file over. With the Cameo, you can either use the wire or send it wirelessly. So we are ready to go. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna send this over, and then after we do that one, we'll set it up again, and then we'll cut the next part. So let's go ahead and send this over. So as you can see right here, this vinyl did start coming up. I was hoping that it would go back under. It did. I don't know if this little line right, this tray right here forces it under, but it almost came out. So we're gonna unload this, line this up so we can get a straight edge on this. So I got these two pieces cut. As you can see, they're rolling up the way they roll up, and I think that's because of the way how tight they roll this. Now it's gonna roll up to back to its original image. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna cut the black now that I got the white. I'm gonna cut the black. So once I get done with that, I'll go ahead. We'll turn this heat press on, and then we'll get going. I don't need to show y'all the whole process of cutting these all over again. So it's just vinyl. We're gonna cut it, and then we'll get it done, and I'll be right back. Alright, so here's the actual color of the vinyl. It looks like a gloss finish. We'll see when we press it, because it could change. Alright, so here we go. Here's the two test pieces right here. We're going to go ahead. We're going to turn on the heat press. Once the heat press warms up, we're going to use our temperature gun to make sure that the temperature is right. And then we're going to press these on the shirts, and then we'll see how they look when they're done. So let's go ahead. We're going to move over here to the heat press and get this thing warmed up. Alright, so we got this 5-in-1 heat press warmed up. Whenever I put this temperature gun on there, we're looking at about 264 right now. I don't know if you can see that. 269, and we're waiting for it to get to 280. So it's pretty good. It's getting there. Just wanted to get. Someone had asked me if I had ever used a temperature gun to check the actual temperature on it. So here you go. We're checking it right now. All right, so we're going to be using the 5-in-1 heat press. This heat press was sent to me also by someone that got in touch with me on Instagram. She got in touch with me, asked me to do a review on it. So I unboxed it. So if you guys haven't seen that video, a little teaser will pop up like right about now. You can click that teaser, check out that video of how this thing came boxed and the way it was packaged. So if you got time, check out that video so you can see how this is, and maybe this is something that if you're starting off, you want to look into. So I was going to use a black shirt, but if I use the black shirt, then I wouldn't have to use the black in the background because there's a black shirt. So I went ahead and I switched out another shirt that I have for scrap pieces, as you can see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just press both of them on the back here. So what I'm going to do is move that out of the way. We'll press one of them up here on top. So with every shirt, if you're getting into this, you always want to take the moisture out of it. So you just want to give it a quick press, 3 to 4 seconds, get that moisture out of it. Once you get that moisture out, you get the wrinkles out, you'll be good to press it. So we're gonna go with we'll go with the white first. So here's the thing about this vinyl rolling up on us. We don't have to worry about it being centered. All we're doing, like I said, this is just for test purposes. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm not worried about this piece being centered. All I'm gonna do is press it. It says 30 seconds and then it's a cold peel. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna press it, I'm gonna wait for it to cool down, and then once it cools down, we'll be back in a second. So Alright, so it's pretty cool now, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pull this off. That was at 285 degrees for 30 seconds. Carrier came off pretty good. The carrier is a little sticky, but that's something that you would expect with all vinyl carriers. They have to be sticky, they have to hold the vinyl on there. So there's that one. Shot just to see how it looks. So here we go. Oh yeah, this says to put Teflon paper on top. I didn't put Teflon, so we're going to use that. I'm just trying to do it the way the instructions say. 30 more seconds. So on that one, I didn't even wait for it to cool down, but it did come off with a warm pill. Didn't make a difference whether it was hot or cold. Alright, so here's the first one. Like I said, you see this gap in between the brown and the black. It's all good. This is just a test piece here. You guys know whenever I'm doing something and it's for a customer, I do take my time, but we're just doing a review. Alright, so here it is right here. We finished these right here. I didn't do the best design. I just wanted to throw something together so I could just print this out and we could see how it looks and we can see how it feels. So as we can see, we have a white one with a black background and then a black one with a white background. Just something just to give it a try so I can see how it feels. It's a little thicker than the Gimme 5 stuff that I use. But like I said, we were just giving it a try. There's probably like two things that I didn't like about it. Well, one of them was that the vinyl, the way it's rolled, whenever you unroll it and you feed it into the vinyl, your vinyl cutter, it does roll up, so it could cause it to end up jamming inside the cutter. So I would roll it the other way so that it wouldn't do that, and whenever you open it, it will be with the natural curve going down. So the other thing that I didn't like was the instructions were confusing. I pretty much made them out, but if someone was just starting off and they didn't know exactly what to do and this was their first vinyl they bought, they might be confused with the instructions that comes with this. So I would clarify the instructions a little bit better, and then like I said, just roll this the other way. So in this video here, we used the Cameo, the silhouette. We used that one this time. Like I said, I'm going to start using it more so that I can teach those of you that are just starting off how to use it. I'm pretty sure if you really wanted to know how to use it, you could find other videos. But I've had questions of people ask me stuff about the Cameo, and I couldn't help them. So now I'm going to get into the Cameo so I can learn it and I can have answers to all those questions. I do have some rolls that she gave me, so I will be giving these away in an up and coming video. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and you click that bell so you're notified whenever I'm going to be giving this stuff away. I'll be giving this away during a live video, so you will have to be present when it comes time to give these away. Down in the description, I'm going to put the information on this vinyl. I don't remember the conversation that I had with her about the pricing on this stuff, so I'm gonna have to go back and look for the messages on this, and I'm gonna have to go back to the YouTube video that I shot live where she was there and she was communicating with everybody that was there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna get all the information that I need, I'm gonna put it down in the description, so it should be there now. So if you want to go and check the pricing and the link to this right here so you can order it off Amazon. Again, I just want to say thank you guys for watching another one of my videos. I hope this helped you guys. If you're just starting off, like I said, this is going to be a video for someone that is just starting off getting into the Cameo and they're learning it, not for someone that has been doing the Cameo and using it for a long time. And then I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you guys for joining this channel. If you've been here for a while, thank you guys for the support through the whole time. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I put stuff on Instagram all the time. It's a whole lot easier to shoot a little clip or take a picture and put something that I'm doing at the moment than it is to shoot a video and then have to go back and edit it. Thank you guys for tuning in to another one of my videos. And until next time, keep pressing. So on this video, we use the Cameo again. We eat it. We eat it.